Hello again, everyone. Day 29, we're getting there, my goodness. Only 3 more to do. Before I start today's video, I would like to ask a big favour. Lots of you who enjoy my channel watch very regularly, but haven't actually subscribed to my channel. All it involves is clicking the button that says subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it will mean a lot to me, because in fact what happens is the more people that are subscribed, the more people my channel is made visible to. So it would help me, and it would help other crafters to have my videos perhaps popping up for them to see. So that's the thing I would like to say the most. About 40% of people who watch regularly haven't actually subscribed. So please, if you could, if you do watch, just hit that subscribe button and it would help me. Okay, day 29. I've looked at this and I was in ignorance, really. I'll show you what it is. I realised that this was a yoga mat. So I recognised that. I know this is a water bottle, so I kind of recognised that. And that, I think, as I say, is a yoga mat. And this, to me, appears to be a raccoon. Okay, I didn't know raccoons did yoga, but I was puzzled by his paws. He's doing this. So I thought, I don't know much about yoga. I don't know what all this is. So I'll look it up. So on my iPad, I looked for pictures of raccoons, yoga poses. This is the first thing I found. And here I can see that they're holding the hand like this. So it says it's Sukhasana, whatever that is. And I looked that up. And it's a pose meaning delight or bliss. That's the first part, the Sukhan, or Sukhana. Anyway, that's where I was going. So I know why he's doing this. It's part of the yoga pose. That's the first thing. The second thing was I wanted to look and see exactly where the markings on a raccoon are. Raccoons are not native to this country, and although I did live in the States for a short while, 3 years, many years ago, I don't think I ever came face to face with a raccoon. So I had to have a look on the internet to see where the markings were. So when I come to colour my die cut, I should be looking at this to see kind of, you know, where the dark bits are, where the light bits are, etc., etc. So I'm just going to put this away, but I may have to grab it again. Let's see. Okay, so I have cut out a bunch of these things. What I was thinking was I would have this little chap sitting on his yoga mat. He hasn't got his legs crossed like in a lotus or whatever they call that is, but nevertheless, perhaps that's a physical impossibility for a raccoon, I suspect. But this yoga mat and this drink are not in proportion with him. So, to my mind, I thought I would have to put those closer in the foreground. So if I have a square panel like this, I would have him, and it's obviously this way up going with the perspective, kind of there somewhere maybe, and then have the yoga mat and the bottle of water more in the foreground. And I did print out the word bliss, which I thought I could put somewhere in my design. Okay, so that's where we've got to. So here I've got a bunch of, let's put this out of the way. I've got a bunch of die cuts, and I thought I would just stick a few together and do a little bit of colouring, and we'll see where we go with this little chap. I don't know if I'll need to cut another one, but in lots of those pictures, I will be grabbing it back in a minute, my iPad, just to see. His tummy is lighter in some, he's got like a black, it's like a mask across his eyes of black, and almost like a cross across the middle. So we will see. We will see how we do. Who knows what's going to happen. Let me poke out the bits we don't need. I did actually grab one of these just to pop this back into, to keep it still while I do the colouring. So we'll see about that. Okay, so pop out the bits under his arms. We can pop out the bit between his finger and his... Do raccoons have thumbs or whatever? Well, who knows? We'll see. Right. There we go. That's two of those, and a bit of detritus here. Let's just wish that away. Okay. Now let's try to do a bit of... He's going to be the tricky one, I think. I thought the matte I would just do in a plain colour, and I would do this the same colour. I don't like too many colours, and I may do a little bit of shading. We will see. So, you know, let's get going. I've dug out some colours here. These are mainly neutrals, and I thought I would have this purpley colour for the matte. I just somehow thought purple would be sort of calming. I don't know whether it is or it's not. Let's just colour this first. Don't know if you can see, but it's got kind of little embossed notches in it going along. So I thought I would use those as areas to add just a little more shading. So using the wide end of my marker with the small pointy bit on the corner, I will just go over these lines, and I'll get just a slightly darker, and it'll just add a bit of texture, I feel, to the actual mat itself. Okay. It's very subtle, doesn't do much at all, but I think it just makes a bit of difference. Okay, in those areas. Leave it at that for the minute. Might do a bit darker at the back. Often the way you use your marker affects how much ink is used on your project. Okay. There we go. And that can be stuck to that one. Let's do the yoga mat, rolled up one. Okay. I wonder whether to do a different colour handle. Maybe I will. Let's just put some extra colour of shading down the bottom and over the top bit there. There we go. Right. Now, what should I do that black, or I think if I do it black, it'll keep it to the same kind of texture if the sentiment is in black. Let's do this. I'm going to have to use a black marker to do the rest. I won't be able to keep it flat over the top, I don't think. Right. Just a little bit round the slightly deeper purple. Is this deeper? No. Let's try this chap. That'll do. Now I'll go back over it with the lighter one again, just to even it. Was this the one? Yep. Just to even it out. Okay. There we go. That'll do. So I've got those two bits done. The purple's finished, so that can go away. Right. Those can be stuck. Oh, I haven't actually done the bottle, have I? I might as well make this purple as well. Perhaps put a black top on this one as well, maybe. Okay. Right, so we've got those three things kind of ready. There's that one to go underneath it. Perhaps I should stick them together. I think this one needs a little bit more depth. Is that the one I used before? Isn't that the difference in colour on there? Okay. Right. Should have been too quick with those, should I? Right, let's do this. This is going to be the tricky one, I have to say. What I think I would do, first of all, is cut out his tummy. And I can always put it back in again afterwards, because I think that going over it might be a bit tricky. So we'll just get rid of his tummy from just 2 snips. There we go. Keep it safe. Now we'll colour him. Right. To start with, I think we'll just go all over everywhere with this grey. I may put another one behind this, but I'm thinking I may actually cut off his tail and have the one below as, let's do both of them as all over grey, and then I can see. I'll do this one's tummy as well, so see how we go. All over. Right, now, if I look at my iPad, at the raccoon, can you see him? I don't know if you can see him. The black line is through his eyes. His eyes are within that black, every single one. They're all different, slightly different shapes, but his eyes are in that black with a lighter bit just above. So let's have a go at that. Okay, what colour shall we use? Black smoke. Let's try this chap. Okay, so we've got to go through his eyes. like that. And his nose is black also. Okay. Let's just, no. I can always mess about with the tails and cut a tail off and put a tail back on if I'm, which one should I do? Let's do the tail of this one, because I think that's going to be maybe the top layer. I don't know. Let's see. This isn't actually black. It's called black smoke, so it's a kind of a deep charcoal sort of colour. Let me do Stonehenge. Let's give him a bit of Stonehenge. The edges of his ears are white. Okay, now get some shading on this. This is slightly darker, ancient fossil. It does help actually having something to hold the die cut still in. I think that needs to be a bit deeper, that the blacky sort of colour. Let's go back over this. Now I also got a jelly roll here. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to make his eyes a bit darker. The band across his eyes. Okay. Make his tail a bit darker too, I think. Keep getting the wrong end. Let me see. Let's put a bit of I can put a black dot in that later. Let's just see. Let's cut his tail off. We need, I don't like the tail very much. Let's try this. Just wondering, I've coloured that a little bit. Let's put a bit of shading around his tummy. I think that might do. So I'm looking for a fine black. I've got so many. 0.3, this one should do. There we go. There go his eyes. I need to put this tummy into this one, and then I'll put the other one behind. Let's just get it out. Okay. There's the other one. I'll put this in here. Put a bit of tape on the back. Okay, pop that one in there. Now this should fit on here. And that will go in the middle. Okay, let's glue. Let us glue. Pad this upside down. The right way up, should I say. Let's just cover all this with glue. I may put an extra layer on as well as underneath. We'll see. Do you think he looks blissful? Who knows? Now we'll put this in. There we go. I don't think he's too bad. I think I would just like to blend the tummy in with the Stonehenge, that's what I'm after. The tummy in with the body, just a little bit. Not make it quite so stark. There we go. I'd mess about for ages doing this. It's ridiculous, isn't it, really? But it's fun. There we go. Just calm those ears down a trifle. There we go. There we go. He's in a state of bliss. Now, let's just try and put these together. All right. We'll join these two. That's better. This is to go on here. He is to go on top in his state of bliss. And I've got that sticky over the gap between his arm, with his, where the whole of his arms are there. I don't like that. It's the bit of sticky tape. That's better. That's better. Okay, there he is. And we'll put his we've got the bliss. How are we going to put the... Let's have... What should we cut this out with? I think this one. Bring in my machine. Just go part way. Oh, that was a mistake. I think I better tape it down. Shift it slightly. Right, I had this over the edge, so I don't like the purple actually. Isn't that silly? I don't like it. I think a sort of a soft green would have been better. Never mind, we will just carry on and see. Is that in the right place? I think so. Okay. Do you know, I don't like the purple. I really don't like it at all. So I wrote down the word Sukhasana, the pose. Let me just, what am I cutting out? Another mat. I just don't like the purple. Oh, isn't it dreadful? I'll cut out some of the others as well, just have 2 layers. I really don't like it. Where's the little drink thing? There it is. Here we go. Okay. Sorry to mess you all about, but I just didn't care for that at all. I thought I would. I thought it would look kind of calming, but it doesn't do that for me at all. In this, I think more this colour would be better. That's better. At last. Anyway, we got there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all of those who will have heeded my plea for subscribing. This happened last year as well. During the time I was doing the Gummiapan advent calendar, my subscribers rate dropped from the 300s down to below 100. So if you could subscribe and you watch, that would be just wonderful. So thank you so much for joining me. I will mount this onto a card and pop it on the end of the video. So as ever, thank you so much for watching.